Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yandan with Evening News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India is performing, reforming and transforming and offering new economic opportunities. 16 fresh cases of COVID-19 reported in Nagaland. Total confirmed increases to 673. NBSE to discontinue environmental education and home science subjects at secondary level. An Angami Youth Organization resolves to oppose any form of extortion activity. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said India is performing, reforming and transforming and offering new economic opportunities. He said this is an India which is adopting a human-centric approach, an inclusive approach for development. In his inaugural address today on India Global Week 2020, Modi said India is playing a leading role in the global revival. He said India is a powerhouse of talent and is a natural reformer which overcomes several social and economic challenges. The Prime Minister said India is effectively tackling the COVID-19 pandemic and the government has taken several steps for the welfare of the people. Nagaland's COVID-19 positive cases continue to surge, taking the state's tally close to 700 mark. The state today recorded 16 new cases, mounting the total confirmed cases of COVID-19 positive to 673. In a tweet, Minister of Health and Family Welfare S. Pangyapom informed that 3 cases were detected in Pek and 13 were reported from Beren Quarantine Centre. With this, there are 369 active cases in the state, while 304 have recovered. Following the detection of COVID-19 positive case at a quarantine centre in Government High School, Pomching, on 7th July, Deputy Commissioner Mon has passed an order ex parte under Section 144(2) CRPC in the district with immediate effect. The DC said the order shall remain in force till further orders. It said anyone violating the order will be liable for punishment under Section 188 of the Indian Penal Code. The government today said the COVID-19 recovery rate has improved to 62.08% and a total of 476,378 people have recovered from the infection in the country so far. In the past 24 hours alone, 19,547 people have recovered from coronavirus. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry said a total of 24,879 new cases have been reported in the country in the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 7,67,296. This is the highest number of fresh cases recorded in India since the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic in the country. In a single day, 487 deaths have been reported, taking the nationwide toll to 21,129. Presently, the total number of active corona cases in the country is 269,789. The Health Ministry said that India has effectively dealt with the COVID-19 pandemic and the country has the lowest case loads and deaths in terms of its population in comparison to other nations. It said there is no community transmission in the country. Briefing media in New Delhi today, the Health and Family Welfare Ministry said India has 538 cases per million in comparison to the global average of 1,497. In Meghalaya, 3 more people have tested positive for COVID-19 in Shillong, taking the total number of active cases to 57. In a tweet, Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma informed that of the 104 cases, 57 are active and 45 recovered and 2 deceased. In Mizoram, 5 persons, including 4 BSF personnel, were tested positive for coronavirus and 4 were discharged after recovery in the last 24 hours. According to officials, the COVID-19 tally has reached 203 and the active cases stand at 60. In Arunachal Pradesh, 11 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported yesterday, taking the state's total to 287, out of which 176 are active, 109 recovered, and 2 died. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. Nagaland Board of School Education (NBSE) has decided to discontinue environmental education and home science as a 6th subject in the course of study at the secondary level. In a notification, NBSE said the environmental education components will be integrated into other academic subjects. In this regard, all registered schools of the board are informed that permission will not be granted to any institution for introduction of these subjects from this academic session. It said the two subjects will be dropped from the academic session 2022 in a phased manner for Class 9 and Class 10 in 2023. The board said that it will identify new subjects which are vocational in nature and will further notify the new subjects in due course of time. Angami Youth Organization (AYO) has resolved to oppose any form of extortion activity within the Angami jurisdiction by gun-toting individuals. Saying that it will not tolerate any such activity, AYO in a press release said it has taken strong exception to the recent incident where an extortionist was gunned down in a retaliatory action by Kohima Police Anti-Extortion Squad. AYO said it has always stood for free trade and commerce within its jurisdiction without any discrimination, which has ensured various businesses to thrive. However, it said extortion has single-handedly become the greatest impediment to our Naga-educated unemployed youths from venturing into trade and business. AYO also expressed its pain to see the attempt of many organizations trying to give tribal color to every issue. In this, the organization urged all sections of Naga society to refrain from divisive and tribalistic rhetorics. A special train from Bangalore carrying 290 Naga returnees arrived at Dimapur railway station around 8:20 this morning. Team Dimapur, led by Deputy Commissioner Dimapur, Anup Kinchi, received the returnees, comprising 137 for Dimapur and Beren districts, Mon 37, Zunupuro 24, Tuensang 19, Kifere 18, Longleng 17, Wokha 16, Kohima 14, and 4 each for Pek and Mokokchung. On arrival, Dimapur and Beren district returnees were taken to Agri Expo for necessary protocols before sending them in the government quarantine centers. Returnees from the rest of the districts underwent thermal screening at a medical counter at a railway station and thereafter transported to their respective districts by NST buses accompanied by the liaison officer. The union government has released 6,195.08 crore rupees to 14 states as the fourth equated monthly installment of the post-devolution revenue deficit grant as recommended by the 15th Finance Commission. The Finance Ministry said in a tweet that this would provide them additional resources during the corona crisis. Railway Minister Piyush Goyal has refuted claims of privatization of the Indian Railways. In a tweet, the minister said all the current services of the Indian Railways will continue to remain operational and the Railways is not being privatized in any way. Goyal informed that 151 additional modern trains will be operational on 109 routes with private participation. The minister asserted these additional services will not affect the functioning of other trains but will only create more avenues of employment in the country. In Mizoram, a moderate earthquake of 4.3 magnitude has jolted southern parts of the state today afternoon. There is no immediate report of any damage or loss of property. According to the National Center for Seismology, the tremor of 4.3 magnitude on the Richter scale occurred at 2:28 p.m. with an epicenter located at 10 kilometers deep of 23 kilometers southeast of Champai district. The district has recorded successive earthquakes during the last 2 weeks. And now 20 news, here are the main points again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India is performing, reforming and transforming and offering new economic opportunities. 16 fresh cases of COVID-19 reported in Nagaland. Total confirmed increases to 673. NBSE to discontinue environmental education and home science subjects at the secondary level. An Angami Youth Organization resolves to oppose any form of extortion activity. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.